Willkommen zu einem weiteren Let's Play Fake Random. Ich bin Samsung. Wir befinden uns immer noch im wunderbaren Beni-ema-Teil. Der Max hat noch mehr Gacha gerollt und noch mehr krasses uns genommen. Nein, wie muss ich den... Oh mein Gott. Muss ich jetzt hier echt... Servants mitnehmen und ich muss Mash mitnehmen. Also, nichts gegen Mash. Aber ich bin ehrlich gesagt nicht so heiß darauf, Mash in einem Kampf mitzunehmen. Okay, befehlst aber dafür jemand einsetzen. Na toll. Okay, liebe Leute, wird doch kein so cooler Fight. Aber okay, werden wir schon irgendwie weikeln. Denn wir sind immer noch Record of the Emma Tay Prosperity Spurs in Daily Prod Fake oder News Event Sigo Kitchen the Kitchen from Hell. Heißt es, uns wird jetzt endlich beigebracht, wie man hier richtig kocht, oder? Auf Jinguard. Ah, hello Master. No, mischief with you today. Übrigens, Leute, das ist die wunderschöne Dame, die ich im Gacha bekommen habe. Level 100! Well, fun story. Buster? Oh yes, I see it now. To celebrate the newly expanded kitchen and due to popular demand, we are pleased to announce Chigo Kitchen is back for a limited time. What a madman thought this was a good idea. Wait, don't tell me Mesh willingly set up for it. Oops, I don't usually lose it like that. I'm very sorry. Allow me to explain. Chigo Kitchen is the name of Miss Beni-ema's cooking class. Everyone who attends it goes to hell, regardless of how long they have been married or how bad they are in the kitchen. It's a place that makes full use of the Judge of Hell authority. It's a most devilish, difficult culinary boot camp ever. An entirely different layers of hell, where it will train any amateur cook into a full-blown chef. So they'll be done in, say, a couple of hours, tops? We're not talking about some community college workshop here. I can tell from your expression that you think you're just going to go over different cooking techniques. But Miss Beni-ema does not deal in theory. If you want to learn the best recipes, how to tell good to from bad, what seasoning to use, and other useful tidbits, you need to brave the gauntlet and become a first-class tormentor demon first. I must emphasize that Miss Beni-ema teaching method is considered to be particularly brutal in hell. Mesh might not even survive at the end of the class. Why didn't you say it sooner? Auf Wiedersehen, Mesh. Es war mir eine Ehre, mit dir zu kämpfen. So, you're the new would-be cook who still don't know the difference between the ladle and the serving spoon. I'm Beni-ema, the tongue-cutter sparrow. You will call me teacher. Now, let's see. It looks like we have 6 students this time. Why don't you go around and introduce yourself? You go first. Yes, teacher. My name is Mesh Kirlight. I've been wanting to learn how to cook in some time now. So, when I saw the poster for this class, I decided today's the day. You've got a good look in your eye for a new record. I'm going to enjoy getting you into your shape next. I'm Elena Blavatsky. I sent it because I thought it seemed interesting. Besides, a proper lady needs to know how to cook at least a little right? One certainly can't be with sandwiches every day. I see, kind of interesting, huh? Next. I'm Anne Bonnie. And I'm Mary Reed. We signed up together. The poster got us thinking that we never actually cooked anything before. I always wanted to try, and besides, Samocat always seems to have a lot of fun in the kitchen. Well, that's quite right. I don't know about you, but I've cooked before, Mary. Cooking's when you have someone put different dishes on the table, right? As you can see, I know nothing in the way of culinary techniques, and Anne here used to be a pampered rich girl, so make sure to keep all of it in mind. I see, you thought cooking seemed fun, but it is just something that happens on its own, chip. Okay, next. I was curious to see what the so-called hellish kitchen was like, but it's nothing but a big room. It's too far too small to serve as my temple, but I do enjoy the inciting smells coming from the back. Well then, Beni-ema, was it? Show me what the supposed hell of yours is like. And I see the student doesn't seem to understand the point of this class, chap. And finally... Oh, Tristan! Alas, when last I came to, I found myself alone in a strange land. But this is a fine opportunity. It's the most fortunate that there should be a cooking class here. Once I have mastered these experts' culinary techniques, I too will be traveling knight capable of cooking. Sir Tristan, you know how to rid a gazer of its bitter aftertaste? Not only that, I even know how to cook the tasty wyvern wings, just like so. Oh my, how sharp of you, Tristan. You really are the coolest of the Knights of the Round Table. I can see Sir Bediviere's shocked face the next time we go camping now. We have a bad brain who simply wants to show off his cooking skills to his colleagues. Alright, line up a single file, chip chip. The only thing you need to say is yes, teacher. Yes, teacher! Don't even bother looking at the cooking instruments on the table. Just take up whatever weapon you feel most comfortable with. We have a very long battle ahead of you, Chip. Huh? Yes, teacher. Na dann, let me begin with a warning. Chip, Chip. Nicht alle werden überleben. Did you really think you would get to cook anything in this class? Cooking is easy. All you need is a recipe and its right ingredients. I bet it won't even take me a whole day to learn. If that's the sort of thing you were thinking when you signed up, Chip, you're surely mistaken. The only thing you're going to taste here is what it's like to be eaten yourself. Wait, what? Oh, I never expected the floor to open up underneath us like that. What is this place? Are you awake? Then get on your feet and off my tail. I'm not a caution. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for helping me, Gorgon. Hey, what's the big idea? I just signed up for this class so I could learn how to make an omelette and maybe eggs Benedict. Yeah, we just want to make some quick and easy dishes made in 3 minutes or less in commercials. Das sind meine Ladies, Mann, die verstehen mich. Self-indulgent ways like that will get you nowhere fast in Jikuku Kitchen. Your first task is to survive on Hell Island for next month. Was? This little village effect will keep time from passing while you're there, so don't worry about your task here. Chip, now during your stay in Cooking Hell, you're going to learn 3 key principles. First, cooking is politics. For example, let's say there are some ultra premium Matsukoya beef before. Who wouldn't want to cook with a first class ingredient like this? But there's only so many high quality ingredients to go around, and some can be bought in no matter how much money you have, Chip. So if you're going to sit at a table with the best possible food, money alone isn't going to cut it. You need to network with farms and farmers, exchange contact info with good and green workers, get on good terms with the wholesale market. Communication and negotiation skills are paramount. Chip, as I said, politics. Chefs who neglect play ball will never get the first pick of ingredients. Fascinating. But our reason we became pirates was to avoid pain in the air, stuff like that. Second, cooking is physics. As I trust it goes without saying, cooking is the art of the practical, not the stuff of hopes and dreams. If you think you can just get started with cooking in the hope that it turns out okay, the only dish you'll be able to make will be bland fluff. Chip, before you begin cooking, you need a solid plan, a solid measurement, and solid handling. I know what you're thinking. You think cooking is like a routine, where chefs just make the same thing over and over, day in, day out. Chip, that is where you're wrong. Every dish a chef makes it without a work of art. Like an author writing a different story with similar themes or events each and every day. It takes a lot of mental and physical energy. In fact, cheap, it's even harder than training was taught. Now that you've become students of the Injaki sewing technique, I will not be letting you off the hook with easy dishes. Be prepared to lose a kilogram from your spirit origin for every meal planned to overcome. Are you kidding? That's impossible hard. That isn't what I signed up for. Fact, cooking is effort. I wish I could cook, but I just don't have the knack. I followed the recipe perfectly, but it still didn't come out well. It's so much trouble to keep things naturally balanced. I just don't know, want to spend so much time cooking. Das ist ehrlich gesagt übrigens meins, deswegen bin ich bei der 3-Minuten-Regel. Alles, was über 3 Minuten geht, ist schlecht. I wish I could purge every last one of the scraps from existence. But here is the dishes, the more trouble it makes to make. That's just fact, no matter how good you are. Even when you find a recipe, you need to read it way to the end and think about what it means. Chip, you need to think how you make it with the ingredients you have on hand. How the best please people who are going to eat it. It's a story, And you need to write the whole thing to the beginning to the end. If you're just going thinking of things like, I wish I could be a good cook, or a knight who cook are so cool, then you'll never learn how to cook well. Now listen to me, chap. Cooking is not about talent. All you need to is will and a way. Being a good cook means never skipping steps or cutting corners, even when doing the same prep work over and over. It means you keep moving forward a little by little time. As long as you have courage to do it 3 times a day, every day until you die, anyone can learn. All that pain in the ass work until we die? Chap, until you die. As long as we are alive, we will always need to eat. Your job is not to engrave these key principles into your souls. Think of it as homeroom right before classes begin. Besides, compared to the beginner course you'll be doing later, this is more than a tutorial, chap. Uh-oh. We're surrounded by strange monsters. There really is no choice but to fight our way out of this. Next time we are striking to piracy. Why do you have to just we sign up for this, Anne? Don't blame me. You were the one who wanted to try this course. It was plain as the look on your face. I do have some misgivings about being a subterranean spaces from inexorable reason, but this is all going to help us how to learn to cook, right? Then I'll play along for as long as it takes. Mesh, I'm counting on you to handle front lines. Oh, right, I do my best to handle the defense's prep work. Also, ich finde das ja eine ganz schöne Sache, aber ich finde das jetzt nicht so geil, die Servants, die wir jetzt haben. Oh, Leute. Habe ich doch Riders gesehen? Chaldea wird eine wirklich großartige Ergänzung sein. Okay. Genau das habe ich mir so vorgestellt. Das wird echt schlimm. Keine Ahnung, wie wir die erste Wave überhaupt bezwingen sollen. Keine Ahnung, ernsthaft. Das könnte schön werden. Stallfight, liebe Leute. War da nicht noch Tristan und Gorgon? Wir bräuchten einen Platz. Das fällt mir gerade mal auf. So, jetzt machen wir erstmal mehr Master Crit Memes. In der Hoffnung, dass sie klappen. Crit, 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 Crit. Sehr schön. 6000 Schaden, Mann. Jetzt geht's los, Mann. Und... Okay. Gut, gut, gut. MP Gain. Sehr schön. Dann... Mach einfach ein bisschen Schaden, Helena. Mash die Crit-Maschine, Mann. Jetzt greifst du halt nochmal an, komm. Passt. Also, dann. MP. Oh, ja, das ist echt schlimm. Es ist übrigens nett, ich habe jetzt einen Bonnie endlich bekommen, einen Servant, den ich eigentlich sehr lange schon haben wollte. Ich mag irgendwie eine P-Animation. Du Bescheid, Mann. Das hätte schon geleicht, um den zu töten, oder? Alter! Das ist nicht geleicht. Uiuiui. Sie werden aber richtig gut, wenn sie ihr Upgrade halten. Die haben aktuell kein No Survivability, aber sie erhalten immer ein Upgrade, mit dem sie einen Guts halten und sehr, sehr coole Skills. Also werden besser. Jetzt ziehe ich 3 Helena-Karten, oder? 3 Helena-Karten. Nah dran, liebe Leute. Bitte langt's. Ja, langt. Hui, knapp. War jetzt auch nicht so gut. Okay, jetzt haben wir den Vorteil, jetzt, wenn jetzt keine Rider da sind. Es ist wieder ein Rider da. Könnt ihr Rider immer verschwinden, Mann? Warte mal, wir machen jetzt hier erstmal... So. Oh, Non-Crit. Na, hätte euch quitten können. So, in Ordnung, in Ordnung. So, dann... Greifen wir jetzt so an. Es ist eh nicht so, dass der Laner mit ihrem MP bezwingen kann. So, aber das war schon mal gut. Okay, das kann wehtun. So, lass den mittleren nicht Helena angreifen. Dankeschön, Penner. So, jetzt greifen wir durch. Jetzt geht's los, Mann. Helena! Ich glaube übrigens, es langt nicht, um einen einzigen Gegner zu bezwingen. Ich prophezei es euch, Mann. Oh, der Damage ist so gering. Der Damage ist so mega gering. Alter, sind ja auch alle noch auf MP1, oder sehe ich das richtig, oder? Ja gut, greift sie an. Ihr tut euch damit keinen Gefallen, meine werten Freunde. Ihr tut euch damit keinen Gefallen, aber das ist immer das einzig Wahre. Ah ja, Helena, auch wenn sie irgendwie unnütz ist von der Gegnerkombi, die es hier gibt, hat sie immer den Vorteil, dass sie uns ein bisschen buffen kann. Aber ihr Skill-Typ, das ist so lang. Ich glaube, die Skills sind nicht mal auf 10. Ach, liebe Leute, das nervt einfach. Ah! So, jetzt sterben wir nochmal alle weg. Also hier fast die MP refundet, was ganz cool ist. Also, so. Was habe ich jetzt Helena? Sehr gut. Sehr schön. Jetzt muss ich einfach nur nochmal das MP von hier Bonnie, weil das wird immer stärker, umso weniger Leben sie haben. Oh, Miss Beni-ema, das wird unschön, liebe Leute. Aber egal, wir haben gewonnen. Weil sie haben jetzt echt wenig Leben und das heißt, die MP-Damage wird gerade richtig sick werden. So. Also, 500 Leben. Es gab den Messer. Weh, du machst deine Evade, weh, du machst deine Evade, weh, du machst deine Evade. Okay, passt. Was habe ich eigentlich irgendwo jetzt cool Skillmäßiges? Ja, das hab ich schon. Und jetzt! Leg los, Mädels! Beendet es! Bitte! Sonst sieht es echt schwarz aus, meine. Wir haben, glaube ich, noch Gorgon und Tristan. Obwohl Tristan kann... Ja, einer von den beiden nicht. Ich denke mal Tristan nicht, weil der sein Kostüm hatte. Oh, das wird immer noch nicht lang. Doch! Ha! Das war echt kein schöner Fight, Mann. Hat toll gemacht, Mesh. Das 2030. Dafür sage ich vielen, vielen Dank. Weil das war ein sehr schmerzvoller Kampf, Mann. Sowas brauchen wir nicht unbedingt öfters. Aber stop what you're doing. Once a chicken is at a room temp, season it, and coated in a potato starch. Deep fried, twice a medium heat, then, this is the pleasant hall, but I thought I was in the Hell Island. Hell Island? Ah! Don't say it, I'm trying to repress those memories. It's okay, Tomo, you're safe. So, the one who are on last till the end shop. We do have a potential. No wait, she actually cleared the gauntlet on the first try. I'm sorry, Miss Beni-ema. I'm afraid I do not remember much of what you taught us. But strange enough, I also feel like I'm so scared of cooking anymore. Maybe I should say, I feel like I don't have time to be scared about. Chip! I recall someone saying the same thing, a common thread among those who are no longer beginners. All you have to do now is find a curriculum that works for you. If you still want to improve your skills after all this, come back to the Go Kitchen whenever you like. I have 8 courses in total, chip, and 8 went named after the 8 hotels for nothing. Oh, there's really a lot to learn about cooking, isn't there? Thank you, Miss Beni-ema. It's okay not to push yourself though. So, you know, I had to turn tail of level 5. Why did you sign up for this cooking class anyway? Well, because I want to make something yummy for you, like Burika always does. It's okay, Mesh. You'll make a great wife someday. I wasn't good at cooking when I first started either. It took me a long time before I could make something I was comfortable serving. It's very difficult to make something delicious when you're just cooking for yourself, Chip. But when you have someone to cook for, well, then it's a different story. Just picturing their face smiling in delight after tasting your food is enough to make it come out well. Then there's no need to worry. All you have to do now is work hard, make mistakes and learn from them. Chip, and since you already know exactly who you want to cook for, you already have your own way. Oh, süß. Okay, und die anderen sind alle im Dschungel verloren gegangen. Auf Wiedersehen, Herr Rainer. Auf Wiedersehen, Anthony. So, ein Quote. Dankeschön. Und dann haben wir noch genügend Zeit hier, um hier das Kapitel Nummer 10 hier machen. Und dann geht es hier nun weiter in die nächste Runde des Reparierens, liebe Leute. Denn wir sind in Section 10 Fairy Tale. Leider nicht der gleichnamige Anime, der aber auch anders geschrieben wird. Aber gut, das ist eine Geschichte für einen anderen Tag. Oh, are you the only one here? I see. Some Asian here are cleaning the hot springs. I certainly are hard workers, Chip. Yeah, Maxie, why don't you have a seat and take a break? I'll make some tea before the others get back. I didn't even realize how big the inn has become, although it used to be even bigger a long time ago. I'm not just saying that either. It was really beautiful back when we still had a rain room. There was an amazing weaver back named Oyo. She ended up checking out by flying out of the room after she said moonlight was calling her. She even left all their belongings behind. I still don't know what the story was there. Maybe the sparrows spied on her while she was working. Warte. Na, ich dachte gerade, das ist eine Anspielung auf Miss Crane, aber es ist ja nur Kranich rum. Here we go. The tea's ready. Chip, I threw in some Monkawa wafers filled with sweet beans from a secret stash too. It all looks great. Schön schlürfen. What a peaceful afternoon. I wish these kinds of days could go on forever. Chip, I'm sorry. That was very insensitive of me. Just because things are peaceful here doesn't mean your world isn't still in a lot of trouble. Once again, my apologize. I've never been good at gauging how other people feel. What sort of heroic spirit are you, Beni-ema? You want to know more about me? We come from different worlds, each with their own set of values. You have yours, Mesh, and yours, Tamawest, and the others have theirs. It may seem like there's only one world, but it's actually divided into many different sections. What humans call Hell is just another one of them. Chip, their thoughts, values, and effects of each society are what shapes that society afterwards. For example, Hell in your country and Hell in Mr. Fion's country are very different things. Humans have wanted to cope with the inevitable of death ever since they came into being. The particular laws and customs may differ between tribes and cultures, but the idea that when they die, bad people are punished and good people find salvation has always been a constant in each and every country you could find ship. Of course, these were always things taught to keep society running smooth for a living, not to describe what hell was actually like. They encouraged people to live good, clean lives by promising they would find happiness after death. Here are them from Abyss Morris, the kind that anyone could agree were right and proper. It isn't usually hell business and to meddle with human society or to determine that was right and wrong. But our hell is so sensitive to trends, so we tend to incorporate a lot of human-related values. They say hell and earth used to be connected, that you could conveniently walk between them. That just sounds rather inefficient as a land of death to me, though. Anyway, since mankind couldn't conquer death, they began to change how they thought about it, Chip. Once death was no longer something special, that was to be feared, hell changed too. Or put another way, that was when it became an unpopular fantasy. Humans no longer feared hell for nothing, they even required one, and the idea of seeking salvation in hell was lost. Delight grew up in the hell that had long since fallen behind the times. A trained in hell, became certified as a tormentor demon, and was eventually entrusted with the Empire as a great king's Ema proxy. It's the greatest honor anyone could hope for, right? So I tried to do the best I could, Chip. Sure, I may have gotten myself captured at one time. I went to visit the human village. But now I am in charge of the Empire, and doing a great job to outfit. Chip chip! Well no, I guess that isn't quite true. In reality, the Emperor was supposed to be shut down a long time ago. Humans stopped wandering in here. The Shitter gods no longer come to stay. Really, once the world at large modernized their health and sin had outlived their purpose. It doesn't change the fact that the Emperor is a great place. You're very kind, but it's okay. Nobody would miss if it disappeared. The only issue we have now is making sure none of you are struck with divine punishment. And the way things are going, I don't think that will be a problem. So this will officially be the last year the Emperor is open for business. The great King Emma even said I could come back home whenever I would like. Chip chip. But you don't really want to shut it down, do you? Hi. Why have you been keeping the Emperor going all this time? Well, a long time ago, though not so long as you might think, a young girl fled into the mountains to escape the brothel she was being kept in. She ran so desperately that she hardly noticed the end to the beautiful mansion hidden amidst the mist. What she saw there was things she had always been close at hand, yet tantalizing out of her reach. Warm blankets, plentiful food, a world without any adults to berate her. She did wonder why the mansion was there all alone, why there was not a single person to be found. But she smiled when she saw that alas, the least mansion had friends in the sparrows that fluttered about its yard. The girl drifted between the mansion many guest rooms, holding her breath as if she were afraid she might wake up and find it had all been a dream. She then put her hands together in prayers to give thanks to the Buddha. Thanks you for giving me a roof over my head before I die. Thank you for showing me something beautiful before the end. The girl then drew her last breath, a tear running down her cheeks and the mansion's beauty. She hadn't eaten in days, her body was bruised and beaten. She had been so hungry, it was a wonder she had managed to stay on her feet at all. Yet even so, she did not partake in the feast laid out before her, as during her life in captivity. Her tongue had been torn out and her throat crushed beyond repair. Das Emmerteil war eine Erlösung damals für sie. When the girl woke up, she found herself in the Sansa River in Children's Limbo, one of the entrances to hell. Whether the Buddha had taken pity on her or because she hadn't eaten anything at the mansion. The girl had been reborn as a sparrow, only in ancient hell, rather than joining the other dead. The sparrow was named Benny, or Red, after the color of her red hair, and set about working at the Sanzu. After countless years of hard work, the supreme judge of hell, the great King Emma, recognized her accomplishments. He appointed her as proxy and entrusted her with caring for the Mayoga in the world of the living. The Mayoga is where your altar from drew its last breath. The sparrows in its yard say that they would be happy to follow your commands. The sparrow went on to make the mansion flourish, just as the great King Emma had said. However, I want to go down the mountain. I want to see how the people live now. Even as an Oni, the sparrow still missed human compassion, so she visited a nearby village. Well, wonders never cease. The sparrow is red as fire. It even cries like a person when you smack it. The sparrow was so surprised she forgot she was an Oni now, and found herself huddling up in fright. Come to think of it, it felt as though the sort of thing had happened to her many times before. Well now, that is something, I say. Neighbor, would you be willing to let me have the sparrow for myself? It was an old man known for being an oddball, who put a lot of time and effort into practical endeavors. Ich habe das Musikstück hier noch nie gehört, das ist sehr, sehr schön. As a result, the rest of the village usually kept their distance from him. This latest endeavor suited his penchant for him practically quite well. He convinced the old woman to make a trade, the crying sparrow for all his life savings. Chip chip, why did you save me? I thought humans never do anything unless it benefits them. I'm not sure either, but hey, You can't see someone unhappy and not try to help, right? After treating the sparrow once, the old man naturally returned her to the mountain. Try not to get caught next time, he said with a laugh. Time passed, and one day the sparrow learned that the old man had fallen on hard times. With no money to pay his taxes, and no neighbors willing to help him, he was slowly starving to death. Welcome, honored guests, welcome to the Emate, a land open to all pure thought. After the old man had gone off the mountain to die, the sparrow invited him into the Mayogia. The old man gratefully accepted the sparrow's invitation and enjoyed his time there immensely, but not as much as the sparrow did. As happy as the old man was, it didn't compare to the joy the sparrow had when he had saved her long ago. The sparrow had been happy. Yeah, this was true. The sparrow would have been happy to attend to the old man forever, but one day he said he was returning to the orphanage. For selfishness and saving that lone sparrow, I present you with a wicker basket. In accordance with the Mayuga's rules, the sparrow had prepared 2 wicker baskets. A large one and a small one. The old man tried to refuse, arguing he had already been given more than enough, but the sparrow threatened to keep him there forever unless he accepted it. So the old man humbly closed the small basket and returned to his own world. From then on, the basket would fill with a modest amount of happiness each and every day, and the old man went on to live happily ever after. I expect that's not true. Yes, this has already happened, but its message is off. After the old man returned from the inn, he became the talk of the village. That old man disappeared years ago, and now he comes back without having aged a day? Not only that, he looks better off than ever. I should ask him what happened. The villagers crowded inside the old man's house, half out of curiosity and half of jealousy. Oh, it's all thanks to the great protector of children, the mountain Jesus. He said he'd give me some happiness as long as I promised to live an honest life from now on. The old man wisely decided to avoid mentioning the sparrow, but otherwise told them all about the fun and surprising things that had happened at the inn, turning them into a larger-than-life folk tales that could be applied as lessons in their own lives. The villagers' eyes sparkled at hearing the story. Most of them looked on the old man with envy. Some of them searched high and low for the inn the old man had wandered into. Some prayed that things they had lost would find their way back. Some tried to live upstanding lives, and others worked to be true to themselves. Sometimes they would lose their footing on their chosen path. Sometimes their eyes would well up with tears of pure envy. Most of them had dreams of sort or another that then going to small, selfish, aimless days. Those who had strayed from the path went unaware. However, many found their dreams came true. And why wouldn't they, given that the old man was using every bit of happiness from his basket to ensure their dreams would be realized? The village flourished and its residents became rich. Those who feuded in poverty became friends in plenty. It became a truly welcoming world where anyone and everyone was happy. All except for one person. The old man who was always abstracted in his strangeness. This isn't right. It doesn't make sense. Why don't you tell all of them that the only reason they are happy now is because of you? No matter how rich the village became, the old man's life never changed. One day the spirit chirped the old man as he sat at his heart, where the only bright light to be found came from the moon. Would want to hear that your happiness is all thanks to someone else. That only would make them feel bad. As long as things are well, nothing else matters. Saying something now wouldn't make anyone happy. Chip chip, that's not why. They're only happy now because you refuse to say anything. And all that why you're the only one who isn't happy when you deserve it the most. The old man had used his treasure for everyone besides himself. He kept on lying in the hope that doing good deeds would lead to his own happiness. So many made-up tales, so many tall tales, so many fairy tales. The old man alone remained behind in reality, also that he could make his many fun lies become true. Looking back, the old man probably knew that very soon the blessed life that the other villagers had led would soon come to an end, and that he was alone, regardless as nothing more than an eccentric with a propensity for tall tales. The old man remained so until his death, but when he died, he did so with an expression of pure joy. Although nobody was with him when he passed, his funeral procession was as lively as anything, since it was attended by almost all the villagers who had heard of his passing. In fact, there were attendants from the neighboring villages and the neighboring neighbors as well. Even though none of them had caught on the old man's well-intentioned lies, his made-up stories had filled them a source of strength, so they had come to offer us a smile in return. Each and every last person there was grateful to the old man. Can you imagine a happy way to go? In the end, not a person was left unhappy, just as the old man had wanted. It was the best possible death he could ask for. There was no reason for anyone to be sad, and yet... Einer war traurig, und zwar ein kleines Spatz, ein Kind. I still find it sad, Chip. So very, very sad. No one else made the old man happy. Not another person ever paid him back what he should have gotten for a smile. Every lie he told, every story he came up with, was all to help others, never himself. In the end, he died without so much as a name after seeing how many other people gone to live happier lives. I never should have invented a human to despair in. All I did for him was make him unhappy. So that's why. That's why I want to properly return the favor. The matter is a world unto itself that connects to both the past and the future. So as long as I keep going, as long as I remain some mystical place where spirits wander, I might get to see him again someday. Nobody else may care if the Amateur sticks around or not. But I still want to see him again. I want to see his gentle smile again. I want to hear his funny stories again. I want to impress him with how much I've improved to as a cook. I'm sorry you had to see that. Not that strange to see Anoni crying out of nowhere, huh? Thank you for taking such good care of the Amateur. I may have said I was going to close it this year, but I haven't gotten that desperate yet. As the frescoes are, heaven only knows. Whisperers will do the best we can with what we have. I know we had no way of knowing her story before she told us. But now that we do, I can tell that the Amateur holds a very special place in Beni-ema's heart. Come on, we have to make sure we get all the 5 treasures and give them back to the Bamboo Cutter. Genau, das ist definitiv unser Ziel, denn der Amateur muss bestehen und hoffentlich schafft es Benny hier, sie wieder zu treffen. Oh, so viel Holz ist gebrochen. Okay, Leute, Farmen geht weiter. Wir machen dann aber erstmal nur einen kleinen Cut und nächstes Mal geht es dann hier weiter mit dem Farmen. Bis dahin, haut rein, auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.